That's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high and made it through. Shot down in May.
Welcome back to That's Life, Man, hosted by your favorite couple, Tanner and Chandler Mann. Sometimes people don't know which one of us is which, so.
That's true. Chandler, Channer. Now we have Zander, so we get all the names.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a new spot today. What do you think about this?
I like it.
Yeah, we got some different camera angles too.
But he is about to wake up from his nap, and he is going to come in here and is it wreak havoc?
Wreak
Havoc?
Wreak havoc. Yeah, WREAK.
Okay, he's going to come in here and wreak havoc.
Yeah, he is. But that's part of it. That's part of having a kid.
Yeah.
And so this podcast would not be what it is without Zany Manny doing something in some way.
We'll see how it goes.
So yeah, we switched spots.
What's new with you?
What's new with me? Prepping for a bodybuilding show. You know about this?
So Chandler, today we get to the gym.
We went to the gym Tanner doesn't like, if you remember that conversation.
Well, I haven't been going to the gym in weeks. I've been working out in the garage.
She worked out with me today.
And so today I went to the gym. I'm standing there, and there is always someone that stinks in the gym. Always. Like, there's always someone in proximity that's tink-tink.
Yes.
And today I'm standing there, and I'm smelling something, and I'm, like, trying to look around to see who it is, Like, I'm trying to, like, put my finger on who is it that forgot their deo. It was Chandler. Chandler forgot to wear deodorant in the gym today, and I was plumb embarrassed for you.
I stunk bad, and I stunk bad yesterday too.
You smelled like a teenage boy.
There's something going on with me recently where my body odor has been a little out of control.
I think it's stress. When you get stressed, your BO and your breath.
My breath. It smells like I've been sucking on chemicals.
It's almost like a chemical turd. And the thing is,
a chemical turd.
it's almost like someone chemically made, well, I guess a turd. That's all I got. But here's the
I
thing.
fell into a vat of chemical turds.
I would still make out with you, even with your chemical turdy breath.
Good. I'll
Because
let you.
I love you.
I love you too, but I know what you're dealing with, and it stinks.
Sometimes I get it. Whenever I get really stressed.
I taste it right now.
You taste the stress.
There's some water.
Sure.
We're sharing one water.
Well, because once you locked me into this spot and I said I needed water, I can't breathe. I cannot breathe.
We're falling apart. Drink some water. 97% of our world, 70% of your body.
Drink it. So, anyways, we've been stressed because we have some things going on that we haven't shared yet, and I hate when people say that. Don't you hate when
I know,
people say
but
that?
like part of it is like
They just aren't finalized.
What part of our life is still private? Let's talk about this.
This much.
Let's talk about this. This job, the career that we're in, is super unique and super open.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everything is open. And so there are some things that until, like me as a person, I don't like to share my information until I know exactly what I'm doing.
I know you and I are different.
Like even with my friends, like so I'd have great news. I remember interviewing for my first big job, and I had an interview, and I had a really good feeling I'd get the position. And I wouldn't even tell anybody that I interviewed.
Mm-hmm. You didn't even tell your parents.
Tanner is like my person that I like tell stuff. Like you are the person that I will talk to about all of these things. I have some very good friends. Let me say that. I'm very appreciative of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really have someone outside of you that I go to with news or with my thoughts or with anything like that, like to bounce ideas off of outside of business.
I feel like that's very normal in a marriage. And
which most of my friends are married.
Right. I feel like that's very normal when you're married, is to not have best friends. Like you have really good friends that you want to hang out with and you want to chat with. Yeah. But like, I feel like whenever you get married, like that should be your person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's definitely healthy to have a guy or a girl that you can, have that same perspective from.
And some people like use their parents as that person.
Yeah.
But there's nobody that I will go to that I like talk to on a daily basis just to catch up or like to tell what's going on or talk about my day. It's you. So then, like,
By the way, neither one of us just tooted.
that was
That was Mia.
She's back again.
Girl.
So you have become that person for me. So there's, and like, you knew I was interviewing for the job,
Mm-hmm.
and you know all that stuff. So you're the person I would go to for that. But I didn't have anybody else that
Yeah.
that knew enough. So anyways, the whole point of me telling was that I won't share that information until I know that it's solid.
Yeah, I get that. And I am very much a person, you keep me in check because every once in a while, well, more than every once in a while, I want to share things that are potential
Yeah.
or I want to share too much.
Yeah.
I'm an oversharer just as a person.
Yes.
There's nothing to me that's like off limits of
Yeah.
like sharing. And so you every once in a while are like, don't post that, don't say that.
Keep that to yourself.
Keep
for
some
now.
things we just there was something last week that I wanted to share and you were like, no, like you put your foot down. And normally you don't.
Oh, it was about me, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was something. Okay.
Yeah, it was about me.
Because if something funny happens, like my reaction is, oh, that's a good TikTok.
Let me call.
Oh, let me call my mom and tell her. But
I'm like, girl, like, listen.
This time it was something that I was rolling laughing. Like I thought was so funny.
About me though.
And I said I was like, okay, let me make a TikTok. You were like, no, absolutely not. And I was like, okay, let me call my mom. You were like, no. Well, let me just call my sister. And you were like, no.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, it wasn't that big of a deal, but it was to you, so I respected that.
It took a while.
It did take a while, because I was like, dang it, I just want somebody else to laugh with me. But I'm an oversharer just as a person, and you are very much more of a private person than I am.
There's probably a word for it, but I keep things to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And even sometimes when good things happen, I don't want to go out and tell people about it. You know what I mean?
Chandler said the other day that when we have the baby, you don't want to let anyone know that we're going to the hospital.
Yeah, I keep it private.
We just go to the hospital, have the baby, and then tell.
Nothing against anyone.
No.
So let me be very clear in saying that.
No, it's never about other people.
But it's so much so like, one, let me experience this with my wife and with my new baby. Mm-hmm. And then two, it's very much a fragile time, and it's much easier for me to just manage it within than have other people come in and like your hormones are high.
Yeah.
There's a baby that's very reactive to everything.
And this time
I'm tired, you're tired.
Yes. This time I will be very worried about Zander, how he's
so
doing,
it's just
who's
like
taking care of him.
It's easier for me to just manage us than have any other personalities or factors come into play.
Yeah, I get that.
So like,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
And then I'll tell you, like,
we had a baby.
Yeah, I might even let you know, like, the day after the baby's born.
Right?
like here's a picture. Hey, look.
How blissful would that be if 24 hours of no one knowing that you had this baby?
Now I could get away with that. You couldn't.
Well, I wouldn't do it.
Because I don't talk to anyone outside of the boys like frequently enough to where they would know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like on the phone, or like, hey, what are you doing? Where are you at?
Right.
Nobody really asked me that.
That's true. But we'll see. Also, whenever you mention that we're having another baby, and like in that moment when you just said it will be you and me and my new baby, like my tummy gets tingly.
I did it for you, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It makes me happy because I already love you so much, and then I see how good of a dad you are to Zander.
Oh, well, thank you.
And we just don't know this baby yet, and we don't know the personality of the baby. We don't even know the gender of the baby. So
we don't know anything about the baby.
To think about you being a dad again to our baby, another one that is you and me, in a human.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Have we talked about what we're going to do differently this time?
I don't think we have.
Well, good, because we didn't really have a topic for this podcast.
We just wanted to talk.
We just wanted to chat, and I wanted to try out the new area.
Setup, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about like expectations, and then what we're going to do differently.
Okay.
Like, you go first. What do you feel like, even at the hospital and in the days after, what would you do differently this time around?
So what I'll do different, I think, just having the baby in general, is soaking it in. I feel like when I had Xander, I was in so much shock and just didn't know what to think, didn't know what to do, that I was more focused on surviving rather than soaking it in. This baby, I will be like, give me my baby, let me snuggle them. We know how to change a diaper. We know when they're hungry.
Yeah.
Like, we know those things. Versus with Xander, we were figuring it out.
Do you feel like we're being naive a little bit?
100%.
Okay. Because somebody's going to watch this and be like, they ain't ready.
100%.
I know it's been a while since we've had the baby, but I do think that we have a good enough idea of how it goes. I know that you like forget some things, but
I also think I will be more vocal about what I need versus I was very intimidated.
Yeah.
And like whatever they said, I was like, okay, this time I will be like, no.
Yeah.
That's not how this is going to go. Because my postpartum experience in the hospital was not good.
Yeah.
No one gave a shit.
It was not great. I remember that.
They were just, no one cared. No one cared. One girl cared.
Yeah.
Ashley, if you're out there, we love you. We talk about you all the time.
Yeah, we love you.
She probably has no idea who we are, but she made such a lasting impact on our life that we literally still talk about her to this day. We don't know her last name. I wouldn't even recognize her if I saw her today.
I think I'd recognize her.
Would you?
Yeah, Ashley, if you happen to follow us after we had Z, let us know.
If you do, please message us.
That'd be crazy.
She doesn't. Ashley from UNC Rex.
Yeah.
Nurse she probably doesn't even work there anymore, but
no B.
She was the only person, and we got so lucky. This was just the Lord. Thank you, Lord. She worked a night shift and then a morning shift. Back to back? No,
she did the normal 12. She just worked nights.
Oh, so we only had her one?
You have her from 7 to 7.
That's the only time? No, we had her twice, though.
We had her all 3 times from 7 to 7.
Oh, okay.
Well, you gave birth.
Yeah.
And then we had her the next night. She gave birth at 5:18, and then we had her that night at 7.
Yeah.
And then the next day at 7, and then we were gone.
Yes. And she was the only person that cared about us and our baby, because at one point we could not get Xander to stop crying. This was before we knew that I wasn't producing anything. He was hungry before we even knew what was going on. And he cried and cried and cried and cried. And I finally told Chandler, I was like, you have to go get Ashley. Just get her. And so she came in. She was so loving, and she picked him up and she was like, hey, big guy, what's going on? Like, she was like very, and I finally broke down and I was like, do you think that I should give him some formula? Granted, I was so hard on myself.
I know if you're a woman, you've experienced this. After we felt the pressures and the shame from the lactation consultant.
She came in there and she ripped me a new one.
Like, what a job.
Like, she came in there and was like, basically.
She said, what happened? I thought we were breastfeeding.
And I was like, that is my intention, but my child is hungry.
She's like, don't give him formula.
Yeah, basically. Basically, don't give him formula.
Like, okay, would you rather him starve?
Right, because y'all, when I tell you, when that baby, my baby, Zander, our baby, when that bottle hit his lips, his eyes
lit up.
I cried so hard because I was like,
he was finally getting what he needed.
He was so happy, and he was so much better after he got food. And she was very much, like I said, Ashley, do you think I should give him some formula? And she said, that's what I was going to suggest next. I didn't want to overstep any boundaries, but that's what I would suggest, going ahead and just giving him some. And she just made the world of difference. She made us feel comfortable. She made us feel like we were good parents. And she was great. She was great. She made a lasting impression on us.
So I think that is a good story about like kind of what we're thinking about doing differently in the hospital. I think, once we get home, we talked about this before, we have another kid now.
Right. Totally different.
And so taking shifts
we did not do that.
Because we did not do that with Z. We both were up every time.
But that's because I was pumping, but I was only pumping enough to feed him. Yeah. So every time he woke up, you would have to feed him.
I was feeding him, and you were pumping for the next time. And I was pumping,
yes, for the next feed.
Yeah. That was messy.
Well, like I said, this time around, I will pump what I can, and I will feed him or her what I can.
Yeah.
and the
As
rest
long as, I mean, I feel like if you're making an effort to do it,
to give them just
and you
some,
give them
yeah.
something, and it's probably really concentrated,
Right, because
you
it's
can't
just a
produce
little
that
bit,
much.
yeah.
And I think that'll probably be the best that you can do.
And this will probably maybe be a little controversial. Actually, no, because you guys know how we feel about products and ingredients and what is in our food. We weren't as educated with Xander when he was an infant and what was in baby formula.
Yeah.
Now, if you use any formula, we are not shaming you. You got to feed your baby.
And sometimes, I mean, it's expensive.
It's expensive.
You got to do what you got to do.
You do. We used Similac with Xander the entire time. He's fine.
Yeah.
But with this next baby, we will use a brand that we just like the ingredients a lot more. It's not one that you can just go to Target and buy, which is a little tougher. Because if you run out,
gotta order it.
You have to order it
In bulk.
Yeah, and the
and
brand,
it's more expensive.
Well, the one we haven't bought it yet, but we've been looking at the brand Bobby.
Bleep brand, because we don't know yet.
What?
We might use somebody else.
No,
We're doing research.
That's what I said. We haven't decided yet.
Yeah,
but
I
that's
just don't want to push somebody one way or the other until.
Yeah, we haven't
We've
decided
looked
yet.
at like nutrition labels and stuff like that.
But I know of friends that have purchased theirs from Europe because Europe doesn't allow certain ingredients in their formula that the US allows, which
correct.
Crazy.
Or their foods.
Or their foods, yeah.
Yeah.
So
the
that's
UK, there's just different countries that allow different stuff, which is
and I say
crazy.
These things going into what we would do differently. This baby will be sleep trained.
Yes.
100% will be sleep trained.
Yep. The tears aren't going to get him out of him or her out of it.
Now I'm not going to do
Cry it out?
the cry it out method because there are so many sleep consultants nowadays that help you do it without the cry it out method. Also, I will do baby led weaning.
Yep. We started that.
Yeah, we started it. Well, we started sleep training and we were weak. We didn't see it through.
True.
I will do baby led weaning. I will take the baby out of the house.
We didn't get to.
He was a COVID baby.
Yeah, COVID. They got us all. We were stuck in the house.
So this time we will take the baby out of the house, which it's going to be a lot harder with two.
Yes, because it's already hard taking Z out by himself.
The other day we said that. We were like, it takes two of us to get him ready.
Yeah, it does, which is like crazy. It shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
We do a lot of things together though, just because
we clingy.
Yeah. Because we love to be together.
We're so needy.
We do a lot of things together because we're like, that's just how we operate and function.
Well, it's how we've always done things.
Like sometimes, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I interrupted you.
I was going to say we drop them off. We don't drop them off together, but we always pick them up together. Well,
that's because we pick him up at 5:00 and we have agreed that we cut work off at 5:00. So we are a family from 5 to 8.
Yeah, I started doing something very specifically. And I had like clients that were reaching out to me and I was like, hey, like, listen, I said 6, but from 6 to 8 or 6 to when he's asleep, my phone is plugged in the other room. I'm not going to be on it. I can't respond to anything. It doesn't matter how urgent it is. It doesn't matter with work what it is. From 6 to 8, it's got to go in the other room.
Yeah, and I feel like that has made a big difference in our evenings.
Yeah, so from 6 to 8, like I turn it off completely because you said something or we read somewhere, like you got to think about what's important. And is your family the one that's important or is work important?
Yep. And we work all day long. It's just hard because we're still getting emails at 6:00. We're still getting text. We're still getting, okay, this is due. You need to post this. And I think you'll see now, sometimes I will get back online at like 8:30 or 9 when he goes to sleep.
Yeah, we'll have something scheduled in that time.
But from like 5 to 8, we're usually in the pool with him. We're out back. We're eating dinner. Just like spending time as a family. Yeah.
So I think that'll continue with this next one, and we'll be just more focused on togetherness. We'll be crazy together.
Well, I think so. What we're planning to do is kind of take the month of August off. So very slow.
Real slow. Babies due into July.
Yeah, babies due July 24th. So we plan to take August very slow and post when we want to and not feel any pressure because with Xander, we did not do that.
That's true.
We didn't take any time off. We had him and it was bam, 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 bam.
Back to work.
I had no type of maternity leave.
Back to work, yeah. It was a different time in life.
It was.
And I had 6 weeks off. So I was able to spend,
Yes.
I was able to man them up a good bit. But this time, being self-employed, there's no maternity leave.
No. So
take your time.
we're taking our own, and we're gonna take that time. And
yeah, we'll still be active, I think, but it's not.
I think so. It'll be more so just like setting the phone up and saying hi, or here's how our routine is going as a parent.
Maybe sleep a lot, so.
But Z doesn't, and he's still there.
That's true. So we've got some figuring it out to go, and it'll be interesting. We'll figure it out together.
Also, remember how last episode we were like, we don't have for sure names? We had a for sure name for a boy. We had a for sure name.
I got a hot take here.
We got a hot take because
I have a hot take.
Hot take. We've always been of the mindset of like, the name could change. But this boy name we have had for years. This was going to be Zander's name. We decided against it because we wanted it to have Chandler's initials. And so we didn't do the name. But so we had decided the second baby, we had said this since Zander was born. Our next baby, if they're a boy,
it's a boy,
will have this name. Then a very influential person on social media just had a baby and named their baby this name. I was heartbroken, I'm not going to lie, because
to me, that does not stop me from naming the baby.
Chandler thinks we should still name the baby that if it's a boy. I have decided it is out of my head. No, because I'm going to always have to explain myself. People are always going to say, you named your baby this because so-and-so named their baby this. And I'm not going to explain my baby.
Everybody's going to say that, though.
Well, no, not everyone. So you think we should still use the name? You still think it? Like right now, you think we should still use the name if it's a boy?
I couldn't even tell you who the person was.
Well, you didn't know, but you also aren't like an active TikToker.
So no male will know.
Yeah, no male will know.
Maybe 0.1% of the male population.
Okay, well.
And then what percentage of the female population?
They've got millions of followers on TikTok.
Even in our age, I bet they may have millions of followers, but how many are even active in other kids' thing?
I don't know.
20%?
I don't know. The point is like, nobody had used this name. I had not seen this name anywhere. So when I fell in love with it years ago.
We might still use it.
You might talk me into still using it by the time comes.
If this baby's a girl and then we have another baby as a boy, you might be over it by then.
Well, for sure.
Easy enough.
But what if this is a boy?
Then we're screwed because we don't have a name picked out.
We don't have another boy's name picked out. We've gone through. And we're like, nope.
Yep.
So let us know what you guys think. Would you still? I think most people would still name their baby that.
Most people are normal.
It's just
like me.
It's just when you're in this industry, it's just different. It's like if you're,
Anyways, do we want to wrap this up? Or do you have more to say?
No, I don't. We'll keep it right there. I think we said some really good, to the point things.
I think so too. Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember the full context. Yeah, we're gonna switch it up. That's what we're
also, we may start switching things up and not doing a podcast every week, and maybe doing like a vlog 1 week, a podcast 1 week, and like switching it up to where there's
back
some
into our vlogging days.
Yeah, so that there's some like everyday life, and then we can sit down if we want to like chit chat with you guys.
We understand that not everybody just wants to sit here and watch us talk.
I get it. I don't want to sit here and watch me talk.
Not everybody wants to watch. Not everybody. I do.
Thanks, baby.
Not everybody wants to sit here and watch us talk. So, if you're interested in the vlogs, we've done them in the past.
AG1, they should be sponsoring this.
Today's podcast.
Well, we do always
sponsored.
We stand AG1.
But yeah, we'll maybe start with some vlogging soon.
Yeah, let's do it. Anyways, thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you for watching, listening, wherever you are hearing us from. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We love you guys. We hope you loved it. And if you didn't,
that's life, man.
See ya.
That's life.